Hello, dear loves. This is the Oracle of the Feather Crown Tree. My name is Elspeth, and I'm here to do your Chakras Ascension reading for April 4th through the 6th, when the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in Aries. This is a 17-card spread. The center column of cards represent our root to crown chakras. The cards on the left-hand side integrate the earth chakras, and the ones on the right are for the higher realm chakras. I will discuss as we go through each one how they're influencing each other and helping to evolve and refine our more traditional chakra system. Therefore, we get the resulting ascension process out of it. I am so happy that you can join me. Anyone experiencing a solar return during this time frame will find that these energies should be potent and thematic throughout your year ahead, as they are intended to be. I thank you so much for joining me, and let's start with the first position, which is the root chakra. We are going to ask a question of this, and our question is, how can I feel supported, connected, and safe in my body to know that I am grounded in pure spirit? The card that we have is honesty. I am fair and honest, and that attracts fairness and honesty into my life. Supporting this from the Earth Heart Chakra is a card from the Mother Mary Oracle. The card today will be Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. The clearest guidance is not always the loudest voice. Sometimes fear and doubt yell, while love and trust speak quietly but consistently from deep within the heart. You are being asked to trust in the truths of your heart, even if they seem quieter than voices of fear from within you or coming from those around you. The truths of the heart cut through emotional reactions and mental anguish. The heart simply speaks of what is without distortion. When we hear the heart speak, we know in our bones that what is spoken of is true. Hearing the heart truths may necessitate an action that we would rather not take. Perhaps we need to wait for more of the picture to become clear to us, or for a way forward to be shown, when we would dearly just love to act and have the whole situation over and done with. Or perhaps the time for action has come, and we can see the invitation to move forward opening up. To accept that invitation may require a deeply saddening goodbye, a great loss, or a temporary loneliness, even while we may sense the wonder and happiness of that which calls to us to move on. This oracle also speaks of an important message that is coming to you now, or will very soon. This message is either an answer to a prayer already uttered, or an answer to a question you didn't even know that you held within. Pay attention to your heart, using the following healing process and affirmation to help connect with this important guidance within. Your world is changing, beloved. You have all the guiding light that you need for this change to be a healing one. Even if some sadness is a necessary rite of passage into your greater emerging happiness, have faith. The Mother is with you, guiding you through your heart, always. This oracle has come to remind you of this, and to let you know that now, in particular, she is whispering to you, and what you feel in your heart is truth. The Sacral Chakra, a message from the Art Oracles. Some themes associated with this card for the artist Alighiero Boetti are: know who you aren't, find clarity in clutter, and there's more than one way to read a map. Whether stemming from intellectual scouring or simply low self-esteem, the conceptually driven work of this artist always questioned states of originality and wholeness. He signed many of his works Alighiero and Boetti, signaling his own duality. This ardent traveler, some of his most famous pieces are world maps and considered ever-changing geopolitics and the world's distribution of power. He collaborated with embroiderers in countries such as Afghanistan and Pakistan, and his art purposefully muddled the order of lazy assumptions in language or geography, investigating new meaning and probing old habits. And a card from the Well Matrix to assist this Sacral Chakra card from the Myths and Mermaids deck is Archimboldo Mermaid. At first glance, she's a pretty mermaid lass, gazing soulfully with her large pale eyes. A closer inspection reveals the myriad of fish and other ocean dwellers that comprise her luxuriant tail, combining to create a living work of art. Lately, you have been experiencing feelings of self-deprecation. Maybe you have been studying your figure with a dissatisfied eye or bemoaning the size of your feet. You need to stop the hypercritical analyzing before you sink any lower. You are so much more than a collection of parts. Other people do not look at you through the lens of a microscope, and it is unhealthy to do so to yourself. Concentrate instead on the beautiful person you are as a whole, and treat yourself with love and affection. The solar chakra. How can self-respect and self-compassion make me aware that I am the master of my universe? From the Earth Warriors Oracle, we have Amaru, the beautiful place. Don't be scared to face a problem head-on. You don't need to be willful about a solution, but in facing the issues, you shall simplify the complexity and recognize the practical steps that will create healing change. Keep your mind and heart open as you ask for unconditionally loving guidance as to how you best evoke divine healing in any situation. There is an outcome available to you that is far more beautiful and divinely inspired than what you can currently envision. Ask for divine help and trust unconditionally in the assistance that will lead you away from the limitations of your current thinking into the perfection of what the divine wishes for you and our world. It has been said that peace is not merely the absence of war. Earth warriors understand that we need to fight for peace in this world, using our strength, courage, creativity, intelligence, and will to continually align with the peaceful presence within. Saboteurs will want you to believe that peace is passive, that it involves denial or detachment from the world, that it isn't relevant, practical or helpful, or doesn't create change, and that to rest in peace is some sort of unhealthy spiritual indulgence. They will try to convince you of these lies in order to keep you from accessing this powerful weapon against hate. A human being with peace in their heart sees more clearly, is more willing, able, and effective in acting on their spiritual guidance, bringing a genuine and potent healing effect into the world. Such humans are harder to manipulate, distract, and disempower. Amaru is a term used by the First Peoples of Australia to express the concept of paradise. In Aboriginal culture, There are said to be song lines that follow sacred pathways stretching across the land. Each song line conveys a particular story through its song, and the language and interpretation of the story shared in each song is unique. It takes contributions from all of the many and varied groups of the Aboriginal cultures for the assembling of the songlines into a coherent whole to be possible. The songlines could only be understood in their entirety by an individual if that person spoke all the languages and understood all the cultural nuances encoded in its length. The wisdom of the songlines can be instructive for the Amaru dreamers that we are, the ones who are passionate about creating paradise for all on earth. No one person can accomplish this on their own. If we work together, educating, encouraging, inspiring, and helping each other, not only on a personal level and spiritually, but with intelligent connection that allows for interdisciplinary and intercultural conversations, we can, as a whole, learn to follow the sacred pathways of the earth. We can work with her to manifest a human culture that enhances and expresses her divine wisdom and beauty. We each do our part together. We need inspired individuals who will engage with each other for our better and more beautiful world to continue to be birthed. And assisting this message is a card from the Crystal Grid Oracle for the Inner Earth Cities Chakra. We have deep healing, energy, and vision. Deep healing is occurring now and may need to happen. Many changes may be occurring in your life at this time. Azurite and Malachite are known to bring very deep emotions to the surface. It is necessary to release these emotions for healing to occur. Holding on to emotion can take more energy than just letting it go. It's like trying to hold a beach ball underwater. It takes a lot of energy to keep it down, as it will keep trying to rise. Once you let go, the struggle ceases to exist. Just as you are going through these changes, so also is the earth, in the way that Azurite and Malachite can look like a satellite view of the earth. This card represents as above, so below, as within, so without. Allow yourself to release whatever has been buried, and know that you can heal. And know that as you heal, so too does this healing occur around you. It is always good to use clearing exercises as well when you are experiencing deep release. Let it go from your body and aura and the space in which you live. Smudge your aura and use incense in your home. And open up all the windows to let it all go. Spring clean and sweep away all that has become stagnant. Once we let go of stagnant and unwanted energy, we make space for renewed energy. Let energy flow from you and into you. Open up to the exchange and allow yourself to become one with the flow that is continually happening around you. This will filter through every level of your being, and you will begin to understand how your external universe reflects your internal universe. And also accompanying the solar chakra is one from the soul chakra, and we're going to use the blue Messiah. We have the card Trust. In this time of transitioning on Mother Earth, it is vital that you stay aligned with your inner truth and trust in your own inner knowing and guidance. Should you find yourself being overshadowed by the judgment and criticism of others, send them love. Detach compassionately from their illusions, opinions, and beliefs, which serve only to limit your expansive, true nature. There is no need to validate or justify your reasons for being on the path that you are on, dear one. There is also no need for validation from others that you are on the right path. Trust yourself, dear soul, and trust your heart's compass to steer you in the direction most aligned with your truth. It is this path that will allow you to progress and open doors to opportunities, creativity, clarity, and guidance. Raising your vibration, you naturally open up to the higher frequencies of love. You are a magnificent, empowering soul. Remember always, dear one, that all the guidance you could ever need lives within you. Stay true to your principles and always trust your inner guidance. I am guided by the light of truth burning bright within my soul. The heart chakra. How can I cultivate joy, gratitude, love, and compassion for others so that I am cosmic love? We have a card from the Rumi Oracle, Victory of Marima. This oracle brings you a message of affirmation and success. Your victory is already assured. You are being led to it now. No matter if you believe it is not possible, and you are placing more faith in the appearance of distraction or obstacle than in utter success. No matter if you have forgotten for a moment that the divine lives in you as you, and that apparent failure is only a part of the process, the plan through which learning happens, serving the ultimate holy victory. Yes, your victory is inevitable. So you are given this reminder from the Holy Mother Mary, also called Mariam, and the beloved divine presence of love that she serves. It is that presence that is real. It is the Holy Mother that is real. It is the divine in you that is real, and all else swirls around you, so your soul can play. This oracle asks you to trust in your growing optimism, to let the war be over now and put it behind you, even if it means weeping with sweet sorrow and relief for a while. The sunset is golden, the struggle is behind you. Now just rest and enjoy the golden glow as you rest with love a long, long while. And from the Dolphin chakra, we have a card from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck. Many hands of the goddesses. We often create well when focusing on one project at a time, seeing it through to completion, and then tending to the next one. Sometimes our attention might be stretched across numerous projects, especially if you have a lot of natural creative energy at your disposal. You may worry that you are being stretched beyond your capacity to be productive, that your creative energy is being dissipated by flipping from one project to another, and that you will not complete anything. The guidance from Goddess Kuan Yin is to release your worries and intentions to her and let her guide you. When you feel strongly to work on a particular project, perhaps to focus on it for a time, do so. When you feel to step back from it and rest, do so. In the rest, you will replenish, gain new perspective, and return to your creative work more productive. It is an essential part of the process. Trust that she is uplifting, guiding and instructing you through your own intuition, so that your projects and creative desires will manifest with the highest wisdom and in the best order and timing. You do not have to worry about having too many logs on the fire. You just need to let Kuan Yin guide you and follow her impulses faithfully. Do not be afraid to surrender projects to her, even if they seem to be taken out of your hands for a time. When the time is right, they will come back to you. perhaps in a revised form that is more aligned with your divine essence. And from our spirit chakra, also a message. Inspire passions. Life devoid of passion can be a boring, uninspired blank canvas that slowly drains the soul. Now is the time to reignite your passions and rejoin life. This is an opportunity to set new goals, which will in turn reconnect you with all that is sacred. This is one of the more important cards in this deck, and by choosing it, you're acknowledging that you may have lost your way. Try to remember what you felt passionate about when you were younger. Notice what you were doing when time flies, which is a clear sign of being passionate about something. Spirit is calling out right now to pull you away from all the pressures and routines of life and take a moment to review what's missing. If you are feeling lethargic at this time, your soul could possibly be sending messages to your body that you must find a way of putting this vital energy back into your life. Rekindle both old and new passions, light the fire, and let your soul feel the exhilarating energy that comes from inspiration and excitement of what's to come. Start to feel alive again. We here in Spirit are there every step of the way to encourage, inspire, and support you. The throat chakra. How can I articulate my honest truth to be a co-creator with God? Innocence. Innocence in an adult is not the same thing as gullibility or naivety. Rather, it is a quality that comes with maturity and arises out of a lifetime's experience that trusting in the heart for guidance always proves to be the best way to deal with life's ups and downs. Innocence is the ability to pay attention to the inner voice of intuition and to spontaneously respond to life unfolding in the now. An innocent person doesn't attempt to be an all-knowing authority and has no interest in carrying the weight of knowledge learned from other sources. He or she learns by living each moment to the fullest and is enthusiastic and inspired by even the most ordinary occurrences. One who is innocent has the refreshing, childlike quality that emanates from unaffected simplicity, unconcerned by the need to prove anything. It is a wholesome quality, not childish or needy. It is to be content with being for the sake of simply being, complete in itself. Babies and very young children radiate this quality. Everything is new to them, and they are continually fascinated and in wonder. They have not yet been programmed to have preferences, be fixated on ideals, or strive to achieve goals. And while it might be necessary to develop some armor to deal with the world, the problem is that by the time we have outgrown the need to protect ourselves, we have lost touch with this innocent quality and don't know how to get back to it and retrieve it. Because of our training and education, the mind can be militantly forceful in trying to convince the innocent self that it is far too vulnerable to withstand the trials and tribulations of life. If you allow yourself to succumb to that belief, then it becomes necessary to strategize how to protect investments. Elevate your status in relation to others, or make improvements to your persona, plotting your moves through life based on these fears and investments of ego denies you the ability to respond spontaneously to the new and curbs your freedom to move without the burdens of past successes or failures. If you find yourself rationalizing your behaviors, trying to cover your tracks in order to save face, It is time to renew your acquaintance with your innocent self. Only by trusting life, being open and available to it, can you ever taste delight. And being delighted simply means joyfully experiencing the unexpected. Now is the time to approach each situation as it comes and be responsive to even the most subtle influences, not out of the need to manipulate, but out of sheer vitality, enthusiasm, and sensitivity. If your innocence has been taken advantage of, the mature response is the resilient bounce-back quality that is only ever strengthened by adversity. Mistakes made out of innocence are natural and are the building blocks of wisdom to come. There is no point in regretting mistakes. It will only feed the defensive armor of the ego. Above all, remember that life is a moment-to-moment flowering, not some problem to be solved. When you live in the here and now, there is nothing to defend. Everywhere you look, there is an opportunity for wonder. All that is required is that you look through the innocent eyes of a child. And conjoining this message is one from the Earth Star Chakra. From the Power Deck, we have the card Unknown. We are all pilgrims on the path to the unknown. We sit in awe and wonder at the architecture of power, ripen the receptive void within you, like a womb accepting a seed. Open yourself to the unknowable and to what is unfamiliar to you, so that the energy of what you need in order to be whole can flow into you. When you think of yourself as an entity separate from power, then you will obstruct the current and power will defeat you. Identify the form of power that you want, what you want to accomplish, build, create, or be, and become that, so that there is no separating you from this power. And another one from the Universal Chakra, from the Work Your Light Oracle. We have Akasha. Your guidance is divinely guided. Akasha exists in the fifth dimension and the library of the souls. All soul contracts, history, gifts, lessons, and more exist here. We each have access to this information of the past, present, and future, and can tap into it at any time. While we have free will, there are also points on the timeline of our lives that are predestined or pre-planned. Soul contracts or agreements that were made before incarnating. It could be a company you chose to work for, a relationship you planned to have, or a person you agreed to mentor or help. Whatever it is, know that it is divinely guided and will not bypass you. If you are waiting for a sign to proceed, this card is it. You are likely living out an important part of your soul's journey, and you are exactly where you need to be. This is very exciting indeed. It is time to call in the support of your helpers, both in the physical realm and the spirit world, to trust the signs coming, to take note of your dreams, to notice any feelings or visions that you receive, for you are tapping into the wisdom of the Akasha, and you are being given the go-ahead to proceed. The third eye chakra. How can I be focused, determined, and receive guidance to realize my full potential? From the sacred geometry cards, we have the freedom of love, universal love, unity, consciousness. The stellated dodecahedron is associated with unity consciousness, or Christ consciousness, combined with golden spiral hearts. This card creates a matrix through which we can realize that when we live in integrity with our heart energy, there is true freedom. Our journey of evolution is our journey toward unity consciousness. Meditate with this image and feel into your connection to divine oneness and universal love. Visualize yourself as part of every particle of energy in creation. Sacred geometry affirms our oneness and provides us with a language to better understand our place in it all. Love is the key that unlocks this language and helps us move more fully. Realize our divinity. Freedom is the force that offers us an opportunity to realize an expanded view of our humanness and our place in the cosmic order. See yourself flying on the wings of universal love and experience the freedom of knowing you are never separate, but are truly an integral part of the divine order. Also, joining this message is a card from the Secret Language of Light for the Galactic Chakra. We have Whispers, which echoes the Mother Mary card at the beginning for the root chakra. Tune into your soul voice. Your mind and heart are expanding to hear your soul whispers. You are or will soon find it easier to interpret and understand the vibes of your soul through how you feel. Open the door to soul whispers by feeling appreciative. Close the door by feeling judgmental. The messages are always there, even if you are not receiving them. Practice feeling soul vibes to clarify your intuition and psychic senses. Just like we know a dog can hear sounds, we can't. Our intuition interprets waves and impulses outside of your conscious awareness. This card is also prompting you to take notice of your dreams. When you are asleep, you seize conscious thought and resistance, making it easier for you to receive soul transmissions. If you embrace the message that come through your dreams, then you will invite more of the same. If you don't like a dream, see it as a sign to shift your focus or change a belief. And then for the crown chakra, we have the question, how can I trust in inner guidance to be my true self? From the Living with a Feather Heart Oracle, we have, I advance through my own abilities. In Duat, as the soul prepares for the weighing of the heart on the scales of Mat, the first of the negative confessions within the papyrus of Aeneas is, I have not committed sin. Sin, contextually speaking, relates to the action of an immoral transgression against divine law, not a law that has been created, but a law that has been embodied by the Creator. Mat serves the capstone of the moral pyramid of the soul, her all-seeing eye with crystalline vision into the spirit of the temple of the human soul. Sin as an action is to be without, to be out of alignment with creation, to lack honor and honesty and deviate from divine will. But what is the will of the divine? Hermeticism speaks of the notion of all truths being half false, and every falsehood being half true. This can be seen and understood when looking at the Devil card and the Lovers in the Rider-Waite system of Tarot. At first glance, one may view the Devil card as the representation of pure evil, darkness, and all things relating to fear. But upon closer examination, we find that while related to the denser qualities of the life experience, the true meaning of the card is what we allow to bind us to lesser worlds. The Devil, with the inverted pentagram, represents forcing will into existence by inverting natural law. The chains worn around the neck of the man and the woman standing underneath the Devil's throne are loose enough for either to take off at any time, yet out of their fear they remain shackled. Their desires have inverted their natural instincts and the inherent wisdom of love as the fuel of the divine and the vehicle with which you may journey into any desire, as long as it is rooted in true wisdom of the heart. The Lovers is the opposing card to the Devil, and while some may interpret this card as the notion of lovers in the sense of a romantic relationship, metaphorically speaking, it relates to the alchemical force that radiates in your actions and desires. When love takes precedence over fear and wisdom, is the primary desire. Manifestations fluidly materialize with ease as the light of the sun radiates vision onto the path ahead. In applying these metaphors to advancing through your own abilities, one must remember the root of each desire we wish to advance toward and ask if it is aligned with love or with fear. When a desire is fear-based, it may cause sinful actions such as lies, deceit, cheating, and the use of darker forces, which ultimately stain the spirit, weighing down the heart, and lose the light of divine harmony and the void of ego's need for validation. However, if a desire is based in love, then we are in tune with nature's song, the will of Ma'at and the lightness of being, and the visionary state of virtue. The infinite expansiveness of imagination allows for heaven on earth as we find faith in our own abilities, love being the will of the divine, creatively being the soul expressed in such a way that allows every spirit to soar toward freedom with a feather heart liberated from fear of judgment. And our last message to help, the one we just heard, is from the Divine Feminine Oracle for the Divine Chakra. And we have Lakshmi today, the goddess of abundance. I choose to feel abundant. Wealth is an inside job. Abundance looks different to each of us. Some people have incalculable material wealth, but are bereft of a sense of purpose or a greater vision for their life, and so are left feeling lost, while others are considered poor in financial wealth, but walk around radiating love and the kind of light that has inestimable worth. Lakshmi is the auspiciousness that begins to bloom in our life when we align with every action with the work our soul has come here to do. Lakshmi reminds us of the ultimate goal, which is not making money, but being able to know our true bliss, what makes us feel lit up like a glow stick while we're doing it, but work doesn't feel like work at all. Lakshmi is a wink to find that vocation, that bliss, so that it is within us, and it comes to full bloom through something that we can do and show the world. Lakshmi represents both the gold we can hold in our hands and the gold we can become by doing work that feeds our soul. She's the reminder that true abundance doesn't come from our bank statement. It comes from a state of mind we enter when we know we are contributing great worth to the world in the effort of becoming more love. And that ends it. Thank you for sharing this with me. Absolutely such a privilege to be here with you. Please, if you feel like looking for any of the other videos associated with this one, they should be up. And I hope that you will join me again very soon. Take really good care. Many, many blessings.